What is going on? Today is going to be my review on Acrimony. I had the pleasure of finally watching it, and this is absolutely going to be a spoiler alert. So if you have not watched the movie, go watch it and then, come back to this video later on. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I can't stand spoilers, but if you have watched it, girl, let's talk. Homie, let's talk. Male or female, you're listening to this, let's talk. Okay. So overall, I felt like it was a good movie. When I walked away from it, my head was spinning a little bit, so this is like the very next day. I had to kind of sleep on it, think about it, let it marinate for a little bit before, I actually had my thoughts and my feelings about it. So now I have come to some thoughts. And I want to say overall, it's a good movie. Originally, I did not want to go watch it because I felt like, okay, another black woman who's angry, another black woman scorned, another black woman getting hurt by the black man. I just felt like, I think we need a little bit more dialogue. I think we need a little bit more when it comes to storytelling. However, you know what? I said, let me give it a try. But I felt like it was a good movie. Listen, when I was watching Melinda's character in her childhood, I just was like, ugh. Like, I was rolling my eyes. I was so irritated about how much she gave to the Robert character, And I just was like, you know what? This dude is a straight up leech, And so overall, just looking at the movie, so many black women can relate to giving so much to a man and not even getting anything back in return. And so what I love about this particular movie is the fact that finally, someone has contextualized the angry black woman's experience. That might not be the reason why every black woman's angry. However, in this case, the black woman is angry because she has given every single thing to this man from the beginning of their relationship. And I mean, she bought the man a car. Okay. As soon as she bought the man a car, how does he repay her? He cheats on her. Okay. And so she went berserk. One thing I feel like was a disconnect for me, it was like she had internal bleedings. Oh, let's get rid of her uterus. I didn't see how that connected, but boom, that's how we got it. But she, from the beginning, she was just giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. He couldn't pay for his semesters in school. Oh, here comes Taraji to save the day. And I just was like, ugh, like I just was so irritated by that. Even in their adulthood, who was working 2-3 jobs? Taraji was doing that. And I just feel like, you know what? The Robert character, even though he eventually became a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, whatever the case may be, to me, I feel like Robert was a mediocre guy. I feel like Robert was a little basic to me, as far as when it comes to husband material, boyfriend material, whatever the case may be. In the beginning, when they bumped into each other, I liked the fact that he helped her to study for the test. But thereafter, when they got together, he found out she had this money. Even though he didn't ask her directly, I don't know why she felt pressured. That's a choice too. Ladies, we don't have to save the day all the time, and I just felt like, he had his sob story about how he grew up. She didn't judge him on that. She accepted him how he was. He was an orphan, I guess, living in his RV. She accepted him for who he was. She didn't judge him, and so for her to put all that work in, and I felt like, yes, he did, he promised to marry her, and he did marry her. He kept on that promise. However, I just felt like he was not a provider in the marriage, and he was not a protector in the marriage. He did not protect her. And I just felt like those are some qualities, those are important qualities for a husband to have. So just because he gave her the ring, you know what I mean? Was it because you felt sorry because you cheated on her? You know what I'm saying? And I felt like he wasn't a perpetual cheater. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he learned his lesson and that was it. And I respected that. I didn't respect the fact that he cheated on her, but he wasn't a good dude. You're driving around in this girl's car while you're doing another chick. Like, that's not what's up. I don't care, oh, well, he was young, he was in college. We love to give men a pass. Boys will be boys, men will be men. No, it was dead wrong. If he didn't want to be with Melinda anymore, he should have told Melinda what's up. And apparently the little girl, she didn't know he had a girlfriend either. So he was playing both of them. So however you slice it, he wasn't a good dude. He grew up, but I don't think he was a good dude. And then even then, he didn't say, you know what, babe, don't work 2 jobs. Let me pick up something. Why couldn't he work on his dreams and get a job? Like, he couldn't do both. He couldn't find a balance. And I just felt like, what did he add to the relationship, honestly? Because sometimes as women, we need to see what is #winning for real. What does it mean to be a winner? Because to me, I'm like, hold up. She wants to kill this new woman. She wants to fight this new woman, whatever the case may be, for taking her life. But my thoughts are, what did Robert add to the relationship other than being intellectually, profound guy? Like, I don't see anything else that Robert was really legit adding to the relationship. I didn't see him rubbing her feet when she came from work. I didn't see him cooking a hot meal, waiting for her at home. Like, maybe I missed those scenes, but I didn't see those scenes at all. Because what I don't want women to walk away from this story is, you know what, I'm going to stay there and I'm going to be faithful. And one day I don't want my man to become a Robert and, it's going to be ring the alarm and another woman is going to profit what I sowed into my man. It's just the fact that, no, potential is something that we can't bank on. It could happen or it might not happen. What I did not like about the Robert character is the fact that he put all his eggs in one basket. It's like this was the only company in all of America and all of the continents, everywhere in the whole entire globe. This was the only company that he could apply to. And that was my issue. Like, why put all your eggs in one basket? It just makes me think that, she settled. I don't care how you slice and dice this. Melinda, she settled. She settled for the first guy that loved her. I mean, she had a little ex-boyfriend, but she just settled for this guy. I don't know if she felt like, you know what, I can't have children anymore, so I just might as well just take him or whatever. What I did like about Robert, he never made her feel bad about not having children. He never threw that in her face, and I think that was admirable, or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like there was nothing to connect. I did not fall in love with the Robert character. When I watched the movie Temptation, if you haven't watched Temptation, I'm gonna talk about it, so pause it right here. When I watched the movie Temptation, I felt like the Lance Gross character, yes, he made some mistakes, but I felt like he was a genuinely good guy. I fell in love with the Robbie Jones character. He wasn't, the best dude, but Tyler made us fall in love with him. And I just felt like I didn't see anything that was super good about the Robert character that mesmerized me, or I felt like that was charming. He had a beautiful smile, a nice looking dude, but there was nothing exceptional about him. But what I did like was the fact that he saw all the stuff that she did and he gave her that $10 million, y'all. My mouth dropped wide open. I was shook. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. How many black women have invested and poured everything into a black man, and that black man walk away and he's with another chick? At least this one broke her off something and gave her the house that they lost. Her mama's house. I thought that was so admirable. That's a stand-up guy move. He didn't owe her that, but I'm glad that he did that for her. That was such a beautiful move. I felt like, oh my God, he's so sweet. And you know what, Taraji, she went and she she went to go fight for her man and he had already moved on. I felt like Taraji moved on so quick to her ex-boyfriend. I just was like, dang, like, you know what I mean? Like, she just really moved on. But here's the thing where Robert really messed up for real, for real. You're meeting with another woman. I don't care if she was the ex that you cheated on. That made it even worse. But my issue with men is that when you omit certain things and then when stuff hit the fan, it's going to be even worse. The fact that he never told her that he's meeting with another woman for coffee, that he's even had a conversation with a woman or secretary or whatever position she had, he never brought that up to her. And so I understand why old girl thought he cheated on her. That's not okay. You can't just omit things and then get shocked like, oh my gosh, why is she so mad? It just reminds me of, there's a beautiful YouTube couple, De'Ara and Ken, and there was like a little scandal. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but one thing he did say, he was DMing a fan and was giving her advice and stuff like that, and he didn't share that with De'Ara. And then so this girl tried to flip it and create a scandal like he was cheating on De'Ara, and that's not what happened. But guess what, gentlemen, when you don't share things with your girl thinking you're protecting her and that thing come back out to bite you in the butt, what are you gonna do? Because that lady, I don't know if I missed it. Did she plant the wallet or it literally fell? Maybe I fell asleep on that part, y'all. I don't know. But if anything were to happen like that, it's just like, my thing is, you can't do stuff like that. You literally cannot do stuff like, you need to tell your wife who you're dropping off from work, who you're talking to. You need to tell her those little things. So when somebody steps to her or she finds something, she knows what's going on. So I feel like right there, Robert wasn't right. And I know he know his woman crazy, but maybe if she had that knowledge about it, she might not have blew up like that. She might have, and then the sisters found it. I feel like she let the sisters into her relationship too much. And the fact that Robert wasn't man enough to get a job, he let two other men come into his house and tell him what he was gonna do. He was mad because Melinda didn't defend him, but you know what? You need to be mad at yourself for not providing for your wife. There's no reason why another man should come into your home and tell you that you need to take care of your wife. That is ridiculous. And so the fact that he got engaged, he married another woman, it was like, oh, dang, you know what? Taraji should have been benefiting. But I felt like you know what I mean? He was basic. He was a basic guy to me. There was nothing that he did that was so exceptional. And what killed it even more, he just cut and paste this new chick into Taraji's dreams. That was all he did, you know, and that really upset me. You gave her the 3-diamond ring. You gave her the yacht. You gave her the Paris trip, you got the apartment or whatever. I believe that was his dreams and he just was gonna fit anyone into it. Of course he didn't want to divorce Taraji. Of course he wanted those things for her, but I feel like he didn't even fully get to know this new woman. What diamond do you like, babe? What do you like? He just cut in. There was no originality. And there was a point where Taraji even said, did you ask me what I want? I'm roughly paraphrasing, but ask me what I want. I want you to get a job. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? And I felt like he mooched off this lady. He was a leech the whole time. Like their money went to zero, and then he let her take the money on to refinance the house or put a mortgage on the house or whatever. Yes, Melinda, you know what I mean? You should have pumped the brakes somewhere. You should have said no to this guy. However, as a man, like you gonna let her do that? You gonna say, you know what, babe? He was not a provider. So it's like, what did Taraji really lose? Yes, she lost all this money and the yacht and all this other stuff, but he wasn't a good dude to me. To me, he was basic. To me. And then after they get married, then he want to tell her, oh, I was a convicted felon, or I was a felon, or it was on my record, I got tried as an adult. It's like all these important things. It's like he just shady. He was just shady, and he's secretive. And you know what? Maybe he did that to protect Taraji or to save his own butt. But I just feel like a lot of guys need to stop doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just be upfront with your girl, but I know Melinda was crazy. She might not have allowed that to take place. But you know what? I feel overall like it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I had to sleep on it a little bit, but to me, certain things weren't necessary. I think the profanity, it wasn't necessary like that. The nudity, I don't feel like was necessary. I think we got the point. You know what I mean? But I just felt like this is a step up for Tyler. I think it's a good look. It's a good movie. It was a great thriller. I didn't see a lot of it coming. I was like, I did. It wasn't as predictable as I thought it was going to be. There was a plot twist in it. There was a few plot twists in it. And I really enjoyed that. You know what I mean? And, it's the fact that everyone was kind of ganging up on Melinda, like she's crazy. Let's watch out for her. Let's keep her in the house. I think that was kind of funny or whatever the case may be. But, it's right. She did ask for the divorce and he did move on, but at least her experience was contextualized. And I know a lot of black men, it's hard for them to sympathize with black women. They don't know why we're so mad. They don't know why we're so angry. And I know a lot of black men miss the whole entire contextualizing of her experience. And it's probably going to say, well, nobody asked her to give that money, or it's going to probably say, well, that's what she get for not being loyal, or she lost a good man. They're not going to see that, this man did not provide for her. This man did not do this. He let them lose their house. He didn't put no work in. He didn't put no effort in at all into the relationship to me. But as a man, she disrespected him in front of her whole entire family. So maybe he couldn't let that go. And as a man, they have a lot of pride, men have a lot of pride. So maybe he didn't, maybe he was holding that against her as well or whatever. But it's just like, I felt like, it was a misunderstanding. She didn't know he was going to get the deal. She didn't know where it was going to go. But it's just like, I feel like as women, when we see those red flags, she should have never married him. I don't care if she looked up he was a millionaire. He was not ready to get married. She was not ready to get married. And he was just a mooch and a leech. And not once did he say, here, babe, here you go. And even though she said he had odd jobs and stuff, and it wasn't enough to take care of the family. He wasn't marriage material. He wasn't husband material. So I just felt like she married a basic guy who happened to be intelligent, who happened to be really smart, and who became a millionaire. But I didn't feel like she really lost anything. He wasn't emotionally intelligent. I mean, maybe, with money. My thing is, I don't want women to walk away like you're winning if this man that you invested makes money. So how many basketball wives right now are lonely? How many basketball, or what other things they're in, sports wise, whatever sport, are lonely. These successful billionaires, you know what I'm saying, in these high profile relationships, lonely, and they're alone. So just because he became a billionaire doesn't mean he would have made a wonderful husband. I'm pretty sure the new wife would have dealt with his issues as well. But you know what? Sometimes men do elevate and mature intellectually and emotionally and spiritually. And guess what? Sometimes we don't benefit off of that. And that hurts. You know what I mean? That really, really hurts, because what if he leveled up and wasn't basic anymore emotionally and psychologically and spiritually, and he was emotionally intelligent, and now this new woman, is profiting? That absolutely sucks, but it's just like, we have to know what we're getting into. We have to know what we're getting into, and we cannot ignore the red flags as women. I mean, there was so many times, y'all, I was rolling my eyes every time she gave him more money. And he did not, well, it is a choice. She should not have chosen to give him all that money. However, he wasn't stopping her either. No, babe, I'm going to work 2-3 jobs and I'm going to do this. One day, babe, one day. What if that guy never called him? What was he going to do? You get what I'm saying? What was he gonna do? And I just feel like, men, I know y'all have tunnel vision, but you can't just put all your eggs in one basket and think, boom, I'm gonna blow up, So I think Acrimony was a great film. I really enjoyed it, but there was a lot of life lessons in there. Winning does not mean money. And so if there is a guy that you think is going to become a huge rapper, and he's 85, I don't know, ladies, I don't know. But I mean, I don't care. He has money now. I don't feel like he was a catch. I just felt like he was shady. He wasn't authentic. I mean, he did love her, and I feel like he was in love with her. But just because he has a car, a house, money, millions, it doesn't make that person a good guy. And a lot of black men feel that way. Just because he doesn't have kids or he has a car, he has a house, he's a great guy. But him not being honest with her through things, not sharing things in full detail, I just felt like, whatever. And even Melinda, she could have taken her $10 million and built that life for herself. You know what I mean? But she just snapped. And so sometimes we need to see the background of why people snap. And so this was a good depiction of that. So I think that's all. I can't wait to review another movie for you all. And whoop, whoop. See you soon.